How do people know you're a writer? That's what I'm going to talk about today. And if you've never thought about it, I'm going to give you some tips on how people can actually know that you're a writer and why it's really important. Hi, I'm Crystal Joy, contemporary romance author of Completely Captivated, Completely Yours, Shackled Heart, and Shattered Heart. Stay tuned. How do people know you're a writer? It's important that people know that you're actually a writer because when you go to write and publish your first book, you want people to be excited for you. And I know I've talked about this in other videos before, but today I'm actually going to outline a few tips on how to really form your identity as a writer for other people. So, first things first, one of the easiest ways to identify yourself as a writer is through social media. So think about the social media sites you use. If Facebook is one of those, then you should definitely create an author Facebook page. Even if you haven't published yet, it's really important for you to create an author Facebook page and invite everyone you know to this page. And then as you're writing your book, you can ask people questions. Ask them brainstorming questions. What do you think my heroine should look like? What do you think my hero should look like? What kind of jobs should they have? If they have specific jobs, you can ask people if they know about those jobs and they can help you research your book. Get people excited about it, invested in it. You can actually even start putting parts of your book on Facebook. Just, short paragraphs just to get them excited about some of the conversations or descriptions that are in your book. It can also be Twitter. There are Twitter author pages. I know a lot of authors who also use Pinterest, and they put images that relate to their book to get readers excited. And Instagram. Instagram is not something that I've used yet, but I do know a lot of authors who are using it and posting images to get people excited. So social media is a great way to just show people, hey, I'm a writer. I am an author. I am getting ready to publish a book, or I am working on publishing a book, or hey, maybe you've even written and published 5 books. Whatever it is, however much you've written, it's really important that you're using social media to some extent to show people that you are, in fact, a writer. Okay, so that's one way. The second way to really identify yourself as a writer to other people is just by having conversations with them. So bring it up. How many times are you talking to somebody else when they bring up their job? Whether they're talking about it excitedly or they're complaining about it, this is a really great time for you to join in the conversation. Treat your writing, even if you're not published, as a job, because if you treat it like a job, other people will too. So if people are complaining about it, maybe you can talk about something that's been frustrating with your book. Or if someone's excited about something that's happening in their career, talk about yours. Talk about how excited you are about this new book, or the plot, or your characters, or how your book is just coming along in general. Sometimes, and I've noticed more often in the last several years, people don't ask you as many questions about yourself as they used to. So it's really important that you bring up your job. Don't wait for someone to say, how is your writing going? Because let's face it, sometimes people just don't even know what to ask. Maybe they want to ask you about writing, but they don't even know what to say. Because it's one of those weird careers that people don't know a lot about, and they sometimes don't know what to say. Do they call it writing? Do they say, how is your writing going? How is your book going? Sometimes people just get stuck, so give them a little bit of grace if they're not asking what you're doing, and you bring it up yourself. And I promise you, if you start bringing it up more often, then people might start realizing what kind of questions they can ask you about it. At least the people who really care about you, your good friends and family. And those are the people that matter most, and the people that you really want to understand you as a person and how much you enjoy being a writer. If conversations scare you and it's hard for you to bring up being a writer and what it all entails, and that's okay too, you can also show people that you're a writer by using stuff. And you may be wondering, what are you talking about? Using stuff. Okay, so I have 3 things to show you. One, when I published my first book, Completely Captivated, I got a mug created. It says Completely Captivated on it, and it has part of the cover. And then it says written by Crystal Joy, so people know it was written by me. I can't tell you how many people that I've been out, I've used this coffee cup and go, wait, you wrote that book? You know, they see me sipping from it, and then they ask questions. Oh, you're a writer? Oh, you published a book? They could ask an array of questions just by seeing your coffee cup, and you don't even have to bring it up. And now you have this organic conversation. I met one of my really great friends now. Actually, I was sitting at gymnastics at the YMCA, sipping my coffee when my son was doing gymnastics, and we started talking. She's a reader. She loves to read romance. So we started talking, and not only did she buy my books, but she became a really good friend of mine. So you never know what else you can get out of these conversations just by having a coffee cup made with the cover of my book. Speaking of coffee cups, I actually had a friend make this one for me. It's my author picture, and I'm sorry about the lighting. And then it says Coffee with Crystal. This was actually a birthday present from one of my best friends. When I started this YouTube channel. How sweet is that? So this is probably not something I would take out in public, but when I have friends over and they see me drinking out of it, this might be, a lot of friends who are at my house, they may know I'm a writer, but maybe they see this and go, oh yeah, how's your writing going? How's your book going? It's a good way to bring up conversation and to bring up what you're currently working on. So coffee mug, coffee cup. This is a really unique idea that I heard at a writers group once, but if you have children, this shirt says, my mommy writes books. This was my son's, who is now 6 years old. You can see how small it is. So my 6-year-old had this first, then my 4-year-old, and now my 2-year-old wears this shirt places. So it's really great because now my kid who's out in public or going to preschool the teacher can go, wait, your mom writes books? What does she write about? Or they might start asking you. Also, great way to get people to know that you write books. And hey, if you don't have kids, make a shirt for your husband or make a shirt for yourself. Doesn't matter who it is, make a shirt. It's so cute. People love it. And I once again have had conversations with people in public where they look down at the shirt, they kind of look at it and they go, wait a minute. And then they put 2 and 2 together and then they ask you about it. So it could be as simple as using your stuff to let people know that you are a writer. And it also shows people that you're proud. With so many different careers and jobs out there, I think sometimes, especially people who aren't really happy with their own jobs, they don't get how happy writers are, how content we are. Of course, we have our moments where we get frustrated with our books, but let's face it, we don't become writers to be a millionaire. We become writers because it's in the essence of our being. We love writing. We want to share it with others. We love what we do. And a lot of people don't understand that. And when you have stuff or when you talk about it, don't feel afraid. Don't feel ashamed. You should be excited. You should be proud that you are one of the few people who is actually going to finish that book. How many people have you ran into who said, oh, I've always wanted to write a book? I've had that conversation with so many people. You are different. You are writing this book and you are going to finish this book and you're going to publish this book, okay? So show people how excited you are. Talk about it. Be proud of who you are. Part of your identity is being a writer, and you should share that with the world. Thanks so much for joining me for a cup of coffee today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a few new techniques. Don't forget to subscribe for new content, and also comment below. Let me know, are there some other new ideas that you're using to show people that you're a writer? I would love to hear about them, and I'm sure other writers listening would too. So happy writing and have a good day.